This is AI Buddy Landell, and you're about to listen to Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast. So stop working yourself into a shoot, you numbnuts. This show is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Don't be a dumbass and get offended by anything on this show. And if you do get offended, that's a you problem. Before I throw it to the fellas for another banger of an episode. Shout out to all the BTT patrons, including the largest Patreon contributors of the show, Disrespectfully Classy, Mark E. Blassie, Mike Childry, Joe Ice, Good Old Justin, and Mike H. Now enjoy this Outlaw Mud Show podcast. Remember, if it don't snow, it don't go. And be blessed and be a blessing, pal.
Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Booking the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Woo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people, my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss Booking the Territory. Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast, where today we are covering WCW Saturday Night on TBS from April the 17th of 1993. Once again, if you're listening to this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit the like button on the video and make sure you type multiple comments with what you liked or didn't like about the episode. It definitely helps this channel grow. And since, it makes Harper very, very, very happy. So make sure you're commenting.
I noticed somebody said that and I commented on it.
I told you that you gotta, you saw all the comments.
I say one damn thing.
He's Mike Crockett.
Here's the thing. I am watching when you think I'm not watching.
I think I've said a couple things.
No bullshit. Just go on there and just put the emojis.
Oh yeah, just like the eggplant and all that stuff.
Something, right? Yeah, because I'm not gonna listen to myself because I'm not a mark for myself.
Right.
I just put the emojis or whatever, just so. Okay, I'm here. Here it is.
Yeah, there you go. Also, so after you post plenty of comments, Space Bay, I see you out there. You posted like 30 on one of them. His name's Space Bay. He posted like 30 of them. That's like, good job, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
He's doing his job.
Yeah, he's doing his job. Hey, since this is the month of November, if you become an annual patron during the month of Thanksgiving, you'll get 2 months free with an annual plan. That sale runs through November the 30th, so don't wait.
Oh, wow.
That offer is for existing month-to-month patrons and new patrons as well. Sign up, get 2 months free when you go annual. So if you're currently month-to-month, go annual, you get 2 months free. I said annual, not anal, degenerates. But back to what we were saying.
Ask Mike Crockett anything.
I thought about that, but I wanted to ask Crockett first before we cross that bridge.
Yeah, because of his me time of making coonskin hats or whatever he does.
Skoonkin?
Yeah.
That's what I do up here in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. I asked him a little while ago. I said, "Hey, there's a spoiler. This will be out for a couple of weeks." I said, "Man, the Celtics are getting their ring tonight. It's opening night in the NBA." I was like, I said, "Don't be, spending time watching the Celtics get their rings. Get them kids to sleep so we can get started on time." He said, "The who's getting the what?"
Yeah, he's like, "What's basketball?"
Right.
Celtic. Larry Bird? What is that? Some kind of, what is it, like the state bird? I don't know what that is. What's the Larry?
I know him. I know that guy. I actually drove Jason Tatum's SUV one time.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, I was a PA. I did some production assistant work for the NBA, and he was just gone to tell you he had just been drafted, and they were shooting something of him like eating at places around town and stuff like that. They had me hop into his SUV and drive it and park it. I didn't know. I just sat in this. I didn't want to move anything or touch anything, so I just sat in the seat as he sat in the seat. So I was like in the back seat practically and trying to reach the pedal. It was terrible.
For the record, Crockett.
Lucky I didn't run into something, but I managed to do okay.
How tall are you?
Me, 5'10".
Okay, you're 5'10". Tatum's got to be 6'7". I'm not 100% sure, but he's got to be at least 6'7".
Yeah.
Let's look it up. Jason Tatum. I mean, he's I'm guessing 6'7". Wouldn't be surprised if he is taller than that, but of course I don't see his height anywhere on here. So there's that. 6'8". He's 6'8". Listed as 6'8". So you drove around his SUV, which I'm sure is nice and reclined for somebody who's 6'8", and you're 5'10".
Yes, I didn't want to adjust anything and have him like get in there and be like, "What the fuck happened?" So I got my tippy toe on the gas, trying to get around Boston.
You got back in
all his radio stations to like classic rock.
Dude, he's young. He doesn't listen. They don't listen to the radio, Harper.
Yeah, no, dude.
These youngsters don't listen to the radio, dude.
Did you see they're gonna that eventually, if you want a radio, you're gonna have to pay extra eventually because I mean no one uses it anymore. It's just Bluetooth.
I mean, that doesn't shock me.
Yeah, it doesn't shock me either because I mean I listen to the local talk radio, especially like with the sports, but that's about it.
See,
that's the only thing people listen to. I would assume it's local sports talk,
yeah, no one's listening
political
to
talk, maybe.
Right.
I would listen if I still lived there, but I don't live there, and they ain't covering the Saints and the Pelicans here, so I've got I don't have a reason. And although I watch the Stars and the Rangers, I don't listen to their talk radio.
Yeah.
So I never listen to the radio either. Nobody in my house does. My mother-in-law, she does actually. Now that I think about it, she puts it on gospel music when she drives.
Yeah, well, she's an older woman now.
Yeah, but yeah, nobody. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
All right, Crockett, you got anything for us as we're getting into this week's show?
One thing I want to mention, Harper, Mike and I spoke earlier today, and I just had to bring this up to you. This is just ridiculous. He called you and me two bald bastards.
Oh, wait. He called you and I two bald bastards?
Yes. And I said to him, we're all bald bastards until you prove otherwise.
Right. You see, we're the real deal, Michael. You just you and your
had to close my door. Had to close my door. Repeat that. Repeat that. I did call you two bald bastards. What else did you say?
I said we're all bald bastards until you prove otherwise.
Yeah, that's you goddamn right.
Look, man, I don't live in a world where I got to prove shit to two grown men. Okay.
Do.
Hell, Doc is probably a bald bastard. I don't know. I've never seen the guy. Have you seen him, Harper?
I've seen him for there was one time we all when you go on Skype and he fucked up and he hit the camera.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
And so for 3 seconds, I saw what he looked like. It was like seeing Batman without the mask. And going, oh God.
And he was putting his hand up.
Yeah.
He was sitting crisscross applesauce on his bed with his laptop.
So he's not a bald bastard?
No.
Okay, well, just the three of us then. Just the three of us.
Me and him got here. I don't know what y'all problem is. You people that are bald and can't grow hair.
What pisses me off is the individual like you wishes you could be us, but at the end of the day, you can't. That's the problem.
There's one way to just kill all.
Sure thing, Dr. Phil.
There's one way to just stop this dead cold. Grow your hair.
No,
Right.
I go
You're
in
trying to
public. I'm
steal
not
our
growing
culture,
my
right?
hair.
Trying to appropriate.
Wait, what did he say? What did he
You're
say?
trying to steal our culture.
Exactly.
I'm culturally appropriating
You
baldness.
goddamn right. You can't wear that.
There's no such There's no such a thing. What is wrong with you?
Right. Well,
God, I can't wait to see who gets offended by that one.
out for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, let us see.
No.
Yeah.
Take pictures.
No. I have to go in public.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe-
not looking like a
because you know
fuzzhead.
you're really bald.
Yes.
No,
But you
I
don't
don't.
want to admit it.
It's gonna
Or
be all
you're,
patchy.
you're so petrified to where you know, what if I let it grow out? And it's not there anymore.
And that familiar
It's still
horseshoe
there.
pattern.
I can
Yes.
feel the
And you're
stubble
thinking, well,
right now.
I don't think I'm bald, but the last time I haven't shaved my head, but I don't know. What if I am bald? You're scared of reality, Mike. That's your problem.
Mhm.
Okay. You two have lost your minds.
Yeah. Well, and you lost your hair, but you want to.
Shut us up, Mills. Shut us
Yeah.
up.
I don't have to prove anything to you two hooligans. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say
Oh,
here.
whatever.
Look, it
You're
ain't my
not
fault.
canceled.
Y'all look like Dr. Phil and I don't, okay? I know it hurts. I know it hurts inside. I know y'all get a little upset and all that stuff, but that's a you problem, okay?
That's
You know that?
bullshit.
That's a you problem. and that's all we're going to say about that. God damn.
See,
I don't know what's
Mike,
wrong with y'all. Y'all really are butthurt. Show me on the
Whatever.
doll where the person who took your hair hurt you.
Show us on your head where you don't have any hair. Oh, that's right everywhere.
He gets so upset. All right. Well, how about some Saturday Night on TBS if there's nothing else to talk about here tonight?
Yeah,
And-
in honor of the Hollywood Blondes, let's enrich some lives.
Yeah, let's enrich some lives in honor of the Hollywood Blondes. So we're talking April 17th, 1993. This week's episode was taped the 6th of April of 1993 at Center Stage. It's the second half of the taping from that day. The show does open with a replay of Arn and Barry mixing it up as we went off air last week. We talked about that as we wrapped up last week's show. And then from there, Crockett, I've been waiting to talk to you. There's so much in this episode I kind of wanted to talk to you and Harper about. But the first thing that hit me when I hit play, and I'm getting a minute into it, is the first match. We go to the ring, and we're going to have Van Hammer and Ron Simmons versus Tex Slazenger and Shanghai Pierce. And boy, the mighty have fallen through no fault of their own. This man went from world heavyweight champion to tagging with Van Hammer.
And Van Hammer is, I mean, like, I haven't been on since the new look of Van Hammer. He's clean shaven, just plain black tights, no pizzazz whatsoever. He's just like a guy just walking around. There's really nothing to him now. So
Yeah,
there's
he's-
just
he's got a whole new look
sullen
now.
men just tag teaming.
He doesn't have the frizzed hair.
Right. And he's
Yeah.
He's
wearing
got a-
like more like a biker gimmick. That,
Right, he's got the Harley Davidson
Yeah.
vest on and then a t-shirt. I
Yeah,
don't
when-
know. I mean,
When he takes that up, he's just like a guy in plain black tights.
well, I mean, we said for the longest time, why is he doing hair metal in 92 and 93? I guess he still doesn't do anything for me, but I'm more concerned about Ron Simmons is just,
dude,
Man.
that guy was world champion not too long ago.
it wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah.
It was August that he won it, and he lost it 3 months ago.
Three months ago?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I mean,
Wow.
because he won it in August, and then he lost it at the
Like right
end
around
of
Christmas.
December,
Yeah.
early January. Well, it aired beginning of the year, is why I say it like that. So, I mean, yeah, technically, 4 months. 4 months ago, he was still world champion.
Jesus Christ, man.
Ugh,
What the fuck?
yeah.
I mean, look, it's a double-edged sword. He probably wouldn't have won it if it wasn't for Watts. But at the same time, Watts didn't do him any favors when he was champion. I mean, it wasn't like they really did anything. The moment was, as we've talked about a million times, is when he won the belt. Other than that, there's nothing else.
Because he's like Z-Man now.
I wouldn't go that far. That's kind of... I mean, we can't insult him like that. I mean, he hasn't done a job on TV to, like, you know, Vader in 30 seconds like Z-Man's done. I mean, that's, you know, Z-Man's in squash matches from time to time now. But, yeah, man, this is not good. Jesse's trying to be a comedian at the beginning of this match, asking what kind of music Ron and Hammer listened to when they're riding down the road together. That was actually the highlight of the match for me.
What is it, Harper? What do you think?
Oh, God, dude. Let's see. Who's the guy that just got inducted to the Hall of Fame? Case. Who was it? Mike Casey. Cool with the Gang. Mixed with Dawkins.
Living Color.
No, that's too recent for Ron, huh?
Oh no. Man, you need Dawkins times like these.
Living Color was a few years before this, though.
Right.
But I can see Ron listening to that. That's some good shit, man. I like that before I ever heard CM Punk come out to it. You know what's weird? If you ever go back and watch Punk right before he changed over to that, it's weird seeing him come out to anything else because it's been true. Yeah, it's like, wait. Because I was watching it with my son one day. We were watching Money in the Bank. I think it was Money in the Bank before Punk left. And or before the pipe bomb and all that, and Punk comes out to face Cena, and I'm like, God damn, I don't know the last time I watched a match that he came out to anything other than Cult of Personality because it had been that long. Plus he was away for so long. But yeah, so you think they're listening to In Living Color? What are they driving?
Maybe Hootie and the Blowfish. Are they around
in
93?
God, that must have just came out.
Yeah, that cracked rear view is probably just. Fresh out the presses.
You like to laugh because the Dolphins made me cry.
He's a big wrestler. He was a big old school wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did like on one of the Ric Flair documentaries. He was the narrator, I think.
I think he owns one of his robes.
Yeah, maybe more than he's a big. I don't know if he still watches modern wrestling, but old school wrestling, he was a huge fan. I mean, just like us, but Harper, what kind of car are they driving? And then we can go to the finish.
For not both Tex and, together?
Yeah, if they were riding together.
Oh God,
which wasn't happening.
Yeah,
right.
Probably. I don't know. Maybe a Crown Victoria.
Crown Vic
from fucking Enterprise.
I mean, it's two big dudes. They need some space, man.
A Grand Marquis.
Yeah, I can see that.
And made sure he had a cigarette lighter.
Yeah. I think they all had that back then.
Yeah, I'm sure they did, yeah.
Yeah.
Christ. And we all burnt our fingers on them.
Yep.
All right. Anything as I work to the close, because there's really nothing happening in this thing, Crockett.
There was like a strange, like right around here with the referee. I don't think it is around here actually. But the referee is like trying to distract themselves so they could do a cutoff actually before this.
Yeah. And
the Texans weren't doing the cutoff for some reason, and then they waited for the ref to turn around, and then they did the cutoff right in front of him. So that was excellent. And this is weird too. The finish. You want to talk about this?
Yeah. Well, Ron comes in even though there wasn't a tag, and then Pee Wee tells Ron to get out, and Tex and Pierce use the bull rope on Hammer, and the ref sees it and then decides to DQ him. So Ron and Van Hammer win, and my last note after I watched this finish was, what did Ron do to deserve this?
Yeah, no, huh?
I don't know what the point of this was. A DQ win, like, can we not have Ron? Look, I mean, these guys, I mean, nothing against Tex and Shanghai. I'm not bashing them, but can we just have Ron pin him since he can't do anything else these days? I mean, I don't know. It just wasn't much. to talk about.
At WWF in what was it, like 95?
Dude, that's not till like 96.
That's true, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder what he did between
Indies? I told you he was. I don't know, but he was on an indie that I was on in 96.
Oh, what?
At the St. Bernard Civic Center. He worked Richard Bailey, who was doing a humongous gimmick.
But that has to be the most used gimmick ever, don't you think?
Well, Doink. I think Doink's up there now,
right,
too.
Yeah, I forgot about Doink.
Yeah. And then I don't think a lot of people were doing Mr. Wrestlings, but I've seen a few Mr. Wrestlings out there.
Yeah, I've seen one up here, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, there you go. Anyway, any other thoughts on that match, or can we keep going, Crockett?
No, nothing really. Ron did some ECW, and he did some New Japan in between WCW and WWF.
Yeah, and I don't know what he was charging to do indies, but like I said, he was on that he was on the show. I forget the month, but it was definitely 96 in the St. Bernard Civic Center. All right, before we go to the next match, Jesse tells us Vader is giving Cactus what he asked for, and we will get that match later today. Let me go back because I think you have something from this point, Crockett. I was going to play audio from 12:09 to 12:40, and it is Jesse and Tony just being themselves. Did you want to say anything, Crockett, before I play this audio, or did you have this same timestamp?
I had something like that's right butted up against it, so I don't know if you could just let it run all the way through after he shoots the bad blaster.
All right, let me hit play. Let's listen to this from these two.
You know, Jesse, every time I see Johnny be bad, I think, when is he going to put the kiss that don't miss on you?
On what?
You know, like right here, the kiss that don't miss.
When is he going to do that to me?
Yeah. Here it comes.
Well, Tony, I got a place. Yeah, right.
I just a thought.
I got a spot where he can kiss me, but I can't say it.
Oh, I should have. Go ahead, Gary. And ladies.
These two. All right. Any thoughts on that, Crockett?
No, it's there was a kid next to the little girl who got the kiss that don't miss wearing a Tom Zenk T-shirt, which I'm sure is not available at the merchandise stand. I don't know where he got that.
Kid, yeah, he's on the left right there. Look at him.
Yeah, they gave that shit to him.
Yeah, that poor kid. Yeah, that was a freebie. Can you please wear this? We're begging you. Oh goodness. Okay.
13-18. He shoots the bad blaster, and I want to point someone out in the crowd here.
All right, so I'm going to play audio from this point too, because Shivani and Jesse are at it again. Here it is.
Still to come as we're getting prepared for Johnny B. Bad's match. Well, let's see where he's going to place the...
Johnny's wardrobe says Sheriff Bad. Why, he just might arrest you, Tony.
Oh. Boy, that sheriff's got a big gun.
Oh, God. I'm going to go back to it, Crockett.
Set to go.
I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot
I shouldn't
pole.
have said that, but sometimes you bring out those things in me. Johnny B. Bad.
All right, what I would have wanted to play was, boy, that sheriff's got a big gun by Shivani, and Jesse says, I'm not touching that with a 10-pole. And then Crockett, boy, you dirty. Did you see what he was laughing at, Harper?
What?
Okay, so watch. First off, the angle of Bad shooting his bad blaster off looks like of a man firing off their cannon.
That's nice.
And then, Harper, look to the bottom left. You see that girl, that lady on the left corner? With the spandex looking top?
She just came from jazzercise class.
Okay, I just want you to watch because she starts shaking and they start moving. And boy, it's not a pretty sight. I guess he didn't see it. I thought I'd get more out of him than that. Harper?
Uh-oh.
Where'd he go? Oh, God, please.
He passed out. He was so So excited he just dropped dead.
Okay, we're gonna have to come back to this if we lost him, because there's some gold to be mined. Jesus Lord, you're right, Crockett. She looks like she just came from jazzercise class.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck is she wearing?
She looks like she came from jazzercise class, right, Crockett?
God, she's wearing a singlet.
Look at her. Look at her. Oh my God.
God, dude. She looks like
She with that
put over Vader.
Is she with the dude to the right, to the left of her? That's gotta be the...
Yeah, that's probably like, yeah.
Yeah, he's got his head back.
Watch this wrestling. She used to watch back when it was called Mid-Atlantic, so.
Jesus Christ.
He's got his hands in his lap, just kind of his head down. She's at it again.
Calm down. You know, he's not really black, right?
All right, we'll go to the hotel after and see if we can beat some of the guys.
That's a brother, man. I'm telling you. It's not a white guy. There's no way. It's a brother. I mean, just look at him. Like, even Ian Riccaboni, we were talking about him on social media a while back. Like, it's a brother. I mean, look, the man was on BET talking about the plight of the black wrestler.
That's crazy how, like, he's like, I'm kayfabing the world.
I don't care how many times I hear that. It is the funniest thing that they did. You would just do shit that would get you ostracized from society now.
But the thing is, nobody knew.
Nobody knew. They didn't know until
them up.
It didn't actually become a well-known thing until like 2015 or 14 on Twitter. He replied to somebody that said something about him being a black wrestler. He's like, "No, I'm Italian." I mean, people knew, but it wasn't like well known. Like all of a sudden it hit social media. It's like, no, that's a white guy.
That's crazy.
I love it.
That's got to come out someday. Like, right, someone has to have that somewhere.
Oh, no. So Ian said he's been in touch with the folks there. They have it. It's just not something that they're going to just go dig up and find. Like, they have all the footage. So that BET episode.
The BET things?
Yes.
But they don't feel like fucking with it because you're like, why?
Right. They're like, there's no reason for us to go get it, but
right.
It's on tape. Like they know it's on tape. It's just, there's no reason to go dig it up at this point. Other than, I mean, there's a reason all of us wrestling fans want to watch him, PN News, and Teddy Long on BET with PN News and Johnny B. Bad talking about the plight of the black wrestler. I mean, like, we want to see it, but we just want to see it to go, oh my God, look how great this is in the worst way possible. I think it's on, like, I do think somebody's got it on VHS somewhere. They just don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
But people have scoured for it. But it's going to surface one of these days. It's just a matter of when. But they have it. Paramount has it, from what I understand. I think it's Paramount that Ian said has it. They have it. It's just there's no reason for them to go dig it up. I mean, it was in the Observer, so they even can narrow down the date. I mean, they have when it would have aired. There's not like a mystery as to, when was it? No, they've got it narrowed down. It's great. All right. As we talked about Johnny B. Bad, Crockett, any thoughts on him? He wins, and that's all I had.
Yeah, nothing much to the match. I mean, this whole show, I mean, spoiler, it's not much to it until we get to the main event, which, I mean, sure, we'll talk about at great length. But this match, yeah, not much. He hits the left hook out of nowhere and gets a 3 count.
So then we go to Scott Norton. Yes, a debuting Scott Norton versus Scott McKeever. And good God, Scott Norton is a big man. He is 31 years old right here. He would turn 32 on June 15th. So he's So big dude just ready to come lay out somebody, and that's what he does because it's a quick match. But anyway, Crockett, thoughts on Scott Norton's debut?
Yeah, they call him Scott Flash Norton, which I was a little disappointed because I much prefer the nickname Flapjack, which he had in the AWA.
Didn't they call him Flash for a while?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because I remember when him and Ice Train were a tag team, it was Scott Flash Norton.
Oh, wow,
they were known as Fire and Ice.
Yes. Yep.
Mhm.
I remember that. And then
And
he turned on Iceman.
They were two big bastards. They were actually, I think, an underrated team during that time.
Yeah, for real. I remember that when he turned on him.
Because they were just two big, huge dudes. Jesus.
Ice Train.
Ice Train. Passed away not that long ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a quick match. Norton shows off his power, and he's going to win. Any thoughts, Crockett?
No, he's just a big bastard, all tanned up, got the nice, wet mullet, and he pins him with his hand on his face.
The wet mullet. Boy, that was a hell of a look that made no sense, huh?
It sounds like a bar.
Yeah.
Y'all want to go to Wet Mullet tonight? They got band playing.
They said he got 2 for $1s. Dollar draft, 2 for $1. The wet mullet. Where you going tonight, Susie? We're going to go to Wet Mullet, see if we can pick up some.
Yeah.
There ain't specials playing. What?
They got 10-cent wings.
Jesus. They're even doing karaoke. Last time I got up there and sang, this one fella, he was missing a couple of teeth, but he said I sang good. Oh, boy. Anyway, Scott Norton cuts a promo after the match. He says he's here for respect and means business, and it was super quick, and he walks off. It was like 15 seconds maybe. From there, we go to Arn Anderson versus Chick Donovan, and Chick and Arn do the code of honor as the match is getting started. What did you have from this one, if anything, Crockett?
I will put Chick Donovan's mullet up against both the Cold twins straight up. Just look at this thing. Feathered in the front, flowing in the back. Just amazing. It's like a helmet. He's like he's wearing a helmet with hair flowing out the back.
Harper's going to remember this. It's been a while, but I feel like we talked about this like a month or two ago. And we were like, man, there's mullets, and then there's mullets, and then there's chick type mullet. So like, Harper talks about the Cole twins. What do they look like? It looks like a horse's ass, but the sides look like Guile from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Chick's mullet is different because, like Crockett said, and I know we've talked about this before, but damn, this match is like 3 minutes, so it's not like we're going to be breaking it down. Chick's got a helmet. Like, he's got a full head. I don't know how to explain it other than he's got a full head of hair.
You know what he looks like, dude?
Oh, please tell us.
The fucking bird guy from the Buck Rodgers show back in the day. Remember who I'm talking about?
I think
What was his name? What was his name?
I don't remember what the...
I know who you're talking about. Yes.
The old Buck Rodgers TV show.
Not the
Yeah,
robot.
I don't know his name.
Oh, my God. Bro, that's him.
Not the robot, right? Bitty, 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 bitty.
No. Watch. Hawk.
It's
Well, they really thought real hard thinking of his fucking name.
what was it?
Hawk.
I didn't remember his name.
Yeah,
But it's like his hair flaps over his ears. It literally looks like a helmet, and then it tapers like by the neck area, and then it's just straight mullet.
Yeah, it's like he's got a motorcycle helmet with like hair flowing out the back of it.
It's like the male version of the Karen type mullet.
I don't know.
But anyway, we love Chick Donovan, so I'm not trying to make fun of him. He's one of the top dick dancers of the old school era.
True.
Good stuff from Chick.
I just sent it to you, Mike. Tell me that's not him.
Let's see. Waiting for it to come through. What?
We'll wait.
Yeah, that is what it looked like. Did you send it to Crockett too?
Wait, it's coming. All right, check your Facebook,
It does.
Crockett.
It does look like it. If Chick's hair was white, it would even look more like it. But that's
what I'm saying.
Yeah, it looks like it from the top. Definitely looks like it, and the ear part. Boy, if that dude had an actual mullet, it would really be it.
That's him. It's fucking Hawk from Buck Rodgers.
Jesus Christ, man. So, look, you get top-notch 16 stars in the Tokyo Dome on BTT breaking down the matches. Crockett, anything else from this one?
Well, Chick has read the scouting report. He goes after Arn's knee, wraps it around the post early. Then Arn comes back and returns the favor of wrapping Chick's arm around the post. And that's really the bulk of the match. He goes to work on the arm after that, and then we go to the finish,
which is a spine buster, and Arn Anderson is going to win 1, 2, 3, and
Chick
Arn
pops
picks
up really quick, I think, from a spine buster.
Did.
He sure did.
He
I guess
popped
it's
up too quick. It's
I guess
almost like he didn't sell it.
He did like one of those 3.1 kickouts and pop up, yeah.
I bet Arn forgives him, though. It's Chick Donovan. Oh, boy. From there, we go to Ric Flair and Arn Anderson, who are going to cut a promo. They are ringside with Tony Schiavone. Here it is.
All right, Jess. Yes, Ric Flair is here. Arn Anderson, the enforcer, another tremendous win.
You know, Tony, I have seen legends made, and I have seen legends destroyed right here before your very eyes at WCW. But last week, while I was lying on the beach in Honolulu, my best friend, and that's the kind of man he is, thought he would step forth and tell Barry Windham, our National Wrestling Alliance World's Heavyweight Champion, who has snubbed me, who has refused to comment on the return of the Four Horsemen. I thought he would address Barry Windham publicly. Dusty Rhodes, if you may. Well, I'll tell you what happened. Like the snake that he is, Windham came out here, took a cheap shot at Double A. Double A just about won the title in 30 seconds, right here. Well, now, Windham, you want me back in the ball game, brother. The Nature Boy is getting me.
Rick, I've known you a long time, and I've never interrupted you in my life because I got too much respect for you. But this thing about Windham is now my play. You see, Barry Windham, it's time for Arn Anderson to quit staying in the shadows and step to the front of the pack. I've spent a whole career making other people's careers. Now it seems like anything's gonna get done in my lifetime, I gotta do it myself. So Barry Windham, they say the eyes are the temple of the soul. Well, look into my soul and understand that it's on fire. And the thing that's fueling that fire is your very existence. You are all man the night you won the belt, and you've been all man ever since. But understand one thing, say what you want about Arn Anderson being a bridesmaid. It's time for me to step to the podium, raise my head, act like the man I was raised to be. You bring yourself to me in any arena in this country, my friend, because that trophy symbolizes all that is great on this planet in the world of professional wrestling. My time has come. There's been a rebirth. The Four Horsemen are back together. If you're ashamed of it, that's your problem, because we hold it high in our hearts, and I'm going to shove it down your throat whether you like it or not. That belt is coming to Arn Anderson. All right, Tony, I guess what he's saying is the next National Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion will be Double A. Right. Woo!
Back with more, Vince.
I mean, Arn solid. What do you think, Crockett?
Yeah, I mean, any other week he'd be in the running for the Rolex, but I think we know that's not going to happen this week. Arn was, first of all, sweating like he just had a 45-minute classic rather than a 6-minute squash match. Oh, my God. Still trying to get his win back, I think, after the time away. But and a rare fashion faux pas for Ric Flair as well with the
what the fuck was that?
Striped sweater. Looked like he's just coming off his boat or something like that. He's
going to like a PTA meet.
Yeah.
Oh God. You ever wore a sweater like that, Crockett?
Not willingly.
Yeah. For real. Not willingly. That's a great way to put it. All right.
But yeah, like I said, great stuff. He'd have the Rolex some weeks, but not this week.
That's right. So from there we go to Paul Orndorff versus a gentleman by the name of Gunner. There's a promo before the match where Orndorff shows off his TV title belt and he proclaims that he does not want to hear people chant Paula at him. Boy, he is milking the living piss out of Paula.
Yeah, if you didn't get it from all the pennants and T-shirts in the crowd, he made sure to get it across in the promo.
Yes. Now, the belt. So, I was telling Crockett this, Harper. Remember a few weeks back, maybe a month ago, maybe longer than that now that I think about it, they made the announcement they were going to have a tournament for the television title.
Yeah.
And they said there was going to be an Anderson bracket and a Wrestling 2 bracket. Remember that?
Right. Correct. Right.
Okay, so this has all been going on over on the other shows. And Orndorff won the belt March 2nd, 1993, defeating Eric Watts in the tournament final for the title. Now, it didn't air until the 27th on the WCW Power Hour show. So he's had the belt for a few weeks now as far as TV time goes. He's had it for over a month and a half, close, right about a month and a half since it actually took place in real time. So this is, if you're wondering, wait, where did Orndorff all of a sudden pop up with the TV title? If you don't remember, they had the tournament. He won the tournament. He beat Watts, and that's why he's now got that rather ugly looking TV title. I don't like that version of the TV title for nothing. Anyway, that's about the belt. I really don't have much from this match, though, Crockett. I mean, you got anything?
No, and stop acting like you knew that this TV title thing was going on. You had no idea either. You had to go and look it up.
I told you before we started recording. I was like, I had totally forgot that the tournament was going on these secondary shows because they mentioned it on 2 different episodes a while back. They did mention that they were going to have the tournament. And then that was the only mention we ever got on Saturday night about the tournament. So from there, we just been doing Saturday night. It totally just, slipped my mind. Oh yeah, that shit was going on. And then we had it, and now there it is. Paul's the champion.
I had to look it up too because I had no clue whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, I knew they had a tournament. It had completely slipped my mind that it was going on presently, and yeah, I did have to look up. I was like, wait, that was happening. When did he win it? And that's when I saw won it on the 2nd, aired on the 27th though of March.
Well, there you go.
Anyway, no surprise here.
We got Kurt Angle's debut.
Yeah, they didn't even give him like a lower third. They didn't even like give him a name. I think they said the name, but they never put a graphic. So I just called him Dork Angle.
His name is Gunner.
Yeah, and he looked all right. He did okay, but this inevitable finish was coming.
Yeah, he must have went to the Killer Kowalski school of professional wrestling. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something if he did train in the Northeast, but it was before your time, so you didn't know?
No, I did try to look up because there's been a number of Gunners. So anytime you looked up Gunner,
yes,
or Gunner wrestler, Gunner WCW, and there's a guy from TNA. There's a guy that was in WWE. So it was tough to find anything on this guy, and I didn't really find anything besides this match.
Yeah, when I heard Gunner, I was thinking of TNA Gunner.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's definitely not the same guy. Anyway, he hits the pile driver and wins, and that was that. No surprise. I mean, he's the TV champion. What's he supposed to do here?
Yeah.
From there, we go to Steve Regal versus Bobby Baker, and Jesse and Shivani are talking about Slamboree coming up next month. We got to talk about this, Crockett, because me and you are going to do this one. Yeah. Regal is still face Regal, so there's not really much to talk about because he didn't work as a face. That's all I can say. I didn't enjoy his face run, and neither did they, because they're going to turn him or not even turn him, but reintroduce him pretty quickly as Lord Steven Regal. Anyway, Crockett, your thoughts?
Yeah, the whole presentation, he's got weird music. He's all got this fluffy hair. There's really nothing working about this. And you look at the crowd, they're looking anywhere but at the ring.
Yeah.
Very bored. There's some boring chants, bland stuff. Ventura's like he's like Nostradamus. He says he's so humble. He needs to develop some arrogance to be successful. And so give him a few weeks and he'll get there. But yeah, there's really just I'm glad WCW picked up on it as quickly as they did to give him something else, because this just wasn't working.
I think it's going to be like another month or so. I don't.
Oh, that long? Jesus.
Yeah, I think. I'm trying to think, because what's going to happen is, from what I remember, at least on Saturday night, I get to take them off TV. Like they just completely take them off TV for a little while, and not like 6 months or nothing like that, but for a little while. Let's say a month, 6 weeks or so. And then they're going to reintroduce him. And the thing is, like, Regal as Steven Regal, I mean, he's fine. Like, he does all the moves. He does everything he's supposed to do, but there's no personality.
Yeah.
And when he becomes Lord Steven Regal and becomes a snob, and it's like, oh, my God, this guy's great. It goes to show you, you gotta have something that works for you, and that definitely worked for him, and this didn't.
Yeah, just look at the people in the crowd behind him, just looking around, just milling about. Really, yeah, is completely bland and blasé, and yeah, I was watching it this time, and to me I remember it being like instantaneous. 1 week he just showed up and he was Lord Steven, but if he was off TV for a month, like you say, I don't remember it.
Yeah, I wasn't watching this at all.
No.
No.
I could swear they take a little. I mean, it doesn't feel like a long time, but at least for Saturday night, I felt like he disappeared for a little bit. Again, I'm not talking months, but felt like definitely close to a month. I don't remember exactly. And then he just comes back, and it's like, oh God, this is great. I mean, I didn't think that back then, but now when you watch it, you're going to see the difference right away. You're going to be like, oh man, that works.
Yeah.
It just makes so much more sense because you're right. If you look at the people in the crowd, they're like talking to each other, looking at each other. If they had cell phones, they'd be looking at that. I mean, there's no connection, none whatsoever.
And with him either, he doesn't look at them. He's like head down, just going to work on this guy in the ring, and he barely acknowledges the crowd. Oh, he does the finish, and if he couldn't get any lamer, he gives like a goofy thumbs up after the match.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Butterfly suplex for the win. 1, 2, 3. And the people just didn't care. Again, nothing technically was wrong. It just, there's no connection.
Oh.
Then they do a promo. I want to play this just so you can see what I'm talking about here. Dustin Rhodes with a run-in from Steve Regal. Here it is.
Certainly one of the most talked about men in WCW right now. Reason why he is the U.S. Heavyweight Champion, Dustin Rhodes. And Dustin, you've had a shoulder injury. It's kind of sidelined you. Tell us about the shoulder injury and how things are progressing.
I had a slight separation in my shoulder, but I'm back. I feel real good. And I mean, Tony, I do feel real good. Let's talk about Ravishing Rick Rude a little bit. Let's talk about Mr. Wonderful Paula Orndorff. The facts are in. The contracts are signed, so let's quit talking about it. Let's get it on. I got to bring in a very close friend of mine right now, all the way from England, Steve Regal, another tremendous athlete in WCW. Steve, come on in here. Good match, brother. Very good match. Good to see you.
Doing real well. I hope the shoulder gets better, let's see. Now, I was on the phone the other day to my good friend and countryman, Davey Boy Smith, who probably you know is on the tour at this time. He asked me to pass a few messages on to the fans here. Firstly, Davey Boy said he'd like to say a real big hello to each and every one of the fans here at WCW, and he looks forward to seeing you soon. Now the next message, which is the most important of all, he's headed towards you, Big Van Vader. Davey Boy said in a few weeks he'll be back, bigger and better than ever. And when he gets back, he's got a big score to settle with you. And he hopes you're ready, because he is 100%.
All right. Steve Regal and the natural Dustin Rhodes, Davey Boy Smith, a tremendous athlete, like Steve said, on his way back. It wasn't too long ago, right here on WCW Saturday Night, his return to his great homeland, Manchester.
So, what'd you think of that promo from Regal there, Crockett?
I know, it's like they didn't trust Regal to have his own promo, so he just kind of came in at the end of Dustin's, and then it seems like they trusted him too much and just let him go on and on. But it was more just another proof that he's kind of miscast.
Yeah. He basically did a promo for Davey Boy telling Vader that he's got something for him. It wasn't even talking about himself.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Just really weird.
Yeah.
All right.
And Dustin really he just sounds like his dad.
He really did right there. Let's stop talking about it. Let's do it. like he really laid it in. All right, from there we go to Brian Pillman and Steve Austin, Hollywood Blondes versus Chris Sullivan and the Italian Stallion. Crockett, Chris Sullivan is your average high school chemistry teacher. Or math. Whichever one.
He's one of us. He's one of us. One of us, Harper. One of us, Mike Mills.
What was this one of us?
He's a fellow bald bastard.
That's nice. Just like you, Michael.
Yes.
I've got a head full of hair.
Prove it!
There's one way to prove that you're right, Michael, and that's let your hair grow out.
Yes.
Until that day happens, you are a liar.
Why don't you go watch AAA with Darren, okay?
Look, I'm watching Trick Williams on CW.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
And you know what he has? A full head of hair. Unlike you.
Right. He's proud of it.
I'm in a group message with Dman and Harper, and I get literally 4 minutes before we're about to record. Dman goes, "Do y'all ever watch AAA?" Harper, nope. D-Man, man, what the fuck, bro? Fuck my life. I can't understand nothing they're saying. Well, that's because it's in Spanish, Darren. And then I texted back. Harper watches it all the time. D-Man, bro, I'm questioning my fucking existence right now. It's Disney night. I don't know what the hell that was supposed to mean. Anyway, that is a real-time discussion that happened right before we went on air.
You really should be texting the champ this stuff.
You know what they have on NXT?
What?
The spin the wheel, make the deal.
Oh, that's because their NXT does Halloween Havoc.
Oh, that's why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. Where's like Jake the Snake and the little like psycho midgets and all the weirdos?
Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Play the game. Play the game. Where's Halfpint at?
Yeah, that's come on.
Bro, don't tell me come on. You called him a redneck smurf.
No.
You said that.
No. I would never say that about Marlon. Or Merlin.
Marlon. You go to high school with him?
Yeah, I don't know. He's a little wizard. And he was playing with his spells and he fucked up and he shrunk himself. So he's screwed.
Yo, bro, somebody fucking tell y'all. Y'all think y'all fucking funny? Y'all ain't fucking Harper, what would D-Man say about Brian Pillman?
Oh, bro. he was just so underrated, man. Just one of the greatest wrestlers ever. You know, if he wouldn't have had his injury, bro, who knows what could have happened, dude? Especially with the Attitude Era, who knows what the hell could have happened?
All right, here you go, Harper. Dman on Brian Pillman. I won't even ask you what Dman would say about the Italian Stallion.
Like, oh, what, you be like Rocky?
Oh, man. Okay, Crockett, any thoughts on this match? Not much happening here, once again.
Yeah, I did hear you talking about the Stallion a couple weeks ago. Yeah, famously, he was the guy that first brought the Hardys to the WWF, and stole a good portion of their paydays as a commission, if you will. So yeah, he's a kind of piece of garbage. So
look, I'm telling you, man, I don't think Tony Schiavone is one of those people who like just talks bad about folks. I mean, to me, he just never was. Maybe now he does on his show. I don't know. But in the first few years of his podcast, when I used to listen, I mean, he never really buried anybody. Like, even people that probably deserved it, he would say, well, they were dealing with this, they were dealing with that. I'm sure they had a reason for, doing this or doing that. But Italian Stallion, the topic of him came up one time, and Schiavone just was like, he's a piece of shit. Like, he's trash. He wasn't a good person. He just wasn't a good guy. And Schiavone never really, he wouldn't talk like that about people. He just kind of would, walk the line, just a nice guy. I'm sure he's got heat with many people because, when you're in the wrestling business, it's almost impossible to not have some kind of heat with somebody or for somebody to have heat with you. Like, the egos just make it happen, but Schiavone wouldn't bury anybody. And I felt like Italian Stallion was the guy he would bury. So yeah, that's messed up. Taking a guy's money, booking fee, whatever. Just, we've all probably known people like him, and they can go to hell.
Yeah. Assholes.
All right. Crockett, any other thoughts on the match?
It was like old school tag shit. They gave the baby faces a bunch. Made themselves look like fools as the heels, kind of standard stuff. Jesse at one point says the blondes stop by the set of Demolition Man to say hello, which is kind of funny.
Got to get that plug in.
Yeah, and I have a timestamp at 47:37.
Do we need audio?
No, I just wrote two unsure guys trying to put together a comeback. So they give the baby faces a little bit at right around here, and they really don't know what to do with the the opportunity they're given. There he goes.
Italian Stallion catches.
Big atomic drop. Oh, there we go, and
all right. Yeah, it was kind of ice cold.
Yep.
There he went.
Yep. And just cuts him right off.
Sorry, we're cutting you off. We're taking this back.
Oh, you just missed that. At 48, the bump that he took off this double team from the Blondes, Chris Sullivan, our balding brethren.
Yeah, that was.
There you go.
They flipped his ass. And then from there, I don't know if I've seen. Well, I think I did see this before actually. Pillman. Austin's holding Sullivan up over his shoulder, and Pillman drop kicks Sullivan. Like, it looks like Austin's about to do a power bomb, but then Austin held him up, and Pillman drop kicks him from that position. 1, 2, 3.
That's a shitty way to fall on his side like that.
The finish was kind of I didn't really like it. I don't think they stick with it. No,
they don't. They're gonna do a. Well, I won't spoil it.
What are you gonna? Oh, we know, Mike. What are you spoiling? It's just 30 fucking years ago.
No, it's not.
Isn't it?
Look at that shit. God, they flipped. No, I'm messing with him. They flipped Chris Sullivan's ass over. Like, did Chris Sullivan owe them money?
No. 49-18. We need to hear audio as they go to break with Tony and Jesse just hamming it up.
All right. We're almost there, so let me hit the audio. Here it is.
All right, still to come, Cactus Jack against Big Van Vader. But next, Jesse, hang on tight. The Cole Twins. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Jesse's not having it with the Cole Twins. Well, here are the Cole Twins versus Bob Cook and Sgt Buddy Lee Parker. And all four guys are in the ring. And, oh, I'm sorry. I'm about to go into something else. Let me go to you first, Crockett, before I hit fast forward on my thoughts. What do you have from this?
So this show so far has just been kind of by the numbers, not much happening. So I kind of got sidetracked. I looked at Buddy Lee Parker and said, can a police officer have a mullet like that? Is it are there rules and regulations to hairstyles for police? So I looked it up. Georgia hairstyles, and I found out that I read that the hair on the top of the head shall be neatly groomed. When combed, it shall not fall over the ears or eyebrows. It shall remain above the collar. So no, this haircut would not be approved by the police.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, no mullets allowed on the police force in Georgia.
Okay, but he's the state patrol. So what did you look up? Did you look up Georgia State Patrol? 'Cause, I mean, there's a million
Georgia
police departments, and I'm telling you, look, I know where Harper and I are from. I done seen some, cops with mullets and stupid looking hairdos before. So
have you?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, come on, Harper. Jefferson Parish Police.
No one walks around like that as a
Bull
cop.
crap.
It's got to be nice and short.
That redneck podunk city. Never mind.
Black cops wear beards now.
Well, yeah.
That's the same by y'all too.
I think so. Yeah, they've loosened up on that.
No, I'm messing with you, Crockett. Actually, now that you say that, I guess there is some kind of quote unquote dress code. I mean, obviously there's a dress code, but how you have to look. Although, why would a mullet be a problem?
Because look at it.
Yeah, you're supposed to take this guy
No.
seriously.
Like, actually, I wouldn't want. If you're a police officer, I wouldn't want any extra hair. That's just something else for somebody to grab a hold of if you ever had to get into a scuffle. Yeah. So, you wouldn't want that. You'd want to have as least amount of hair as possible.
That's why those cops, they got those pull off ties that attach on the back of them.
Like Bob Armstrong had in Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
It's like if someone tries to pull your tie, it just boom, it just comes off.
It's a clip on.
If the tie gets on your nerves, Cornette, it's just a clip on. He tore it.
I miss Smoky Mountain Wrestling, man.
God, that was so good. Yeah, no, that makes sense, Crockett. But my point was there's there's thousands of police departments in the United States. I mean, I'm sure there's some, sheriff's office in some little bitty town in the middle of nowhere where they don't give two shits if the cop's got a mullet.
Well, this is the state police. Come on.
Okay, I'm sorry. You are correct. It is a state trooper.
Yes.
Underrated gimmick, by the way, for its time.
Not bad.
It was great.
All right. They didn't do much with it.
Right. I've always been a State Patrol fan, though, man. I thought they were an underrated Saturday night, underrated tag team on Saturday night in the mid-90s.
Yeah, where's James Earl Wright?
He'll be back. He's not there now, but he'll be back. He's actually been gone for a few years. We talked about this a while back. Well, this is Bob Cook, but James Earl Wright is, I don't know, I forget when he exactly comes back, but he's been gone for a while. All right, thoughts on the match? Wasn't bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of a case of, two more veteran guys carrying these two greener guys through a match. I mean, it was probably just as bland as the Regal match, but the Cole Twins are more over, so they, there's no boring chance during this match, unlike the Regal match. 54-53, the comeback for the heels here, or the little thing they put together, is very interesting. they go full bushwhacker here.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They do the bushwhacker battering ram.
Oh man, that's great.
A little series of spots that don't look exactly clean and crisp, but I guess get the job done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're not necessarily like normal tag partners either. Like that's
right.
the thing about something like this. But Bob Cook and Parker, you go to high school with them, Mike. They're good wrestlers. I mean, they just don't know how used they are to tagging with each other right now.
Right.
Yeah. So this match is, it gets the job done.
Yeah, well, it got the win for the Cole twins. So anyway, we get all four guys end up being in the ring. Jesse is still fussing about not being able to tell which Cole twin is legal. There's a roll up by one of the twins, and the Cole twins win. And earlier in the match, we saw Scorpio and Bagwell like just watching the match from the back, or they were out there, but they weren't ringside. And Scorpio and Bagwell come in to celebrate with the Cole twins. And then all four of them start doing some dick dancing. And Jesse says, we got Soul Train out there. One engine and 3 cabooses. And I just like, damn, he sounds like Harper.
I would love to see the Cole twins on fucking Soul Train.
Look at this shit. Look at the Cole twins dancing. Let me rewind. Harper, look, they have no rhythm. Look at the Cole twins. Watch them.
Okay, now how do I do this, black man? Okay, wait a minute.
That's exactly what's happening here.
If you ever see anyone snapping, you know that it's a losing battle if they start snapping.
What? Look at the Cole twins. What the hell? They're trying to dick dance and they're not dick dancers.
Go ninja, go.
Right.
One of them is doing like a precursor to the Alex Wright dance.
Yeah.
What is happening here, man? Oh, the Alex Wright dance.
Pop up. He pops up soon, doesn't he?
I forget. Alex Wright das Wunderkind. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe in the next year or two. Yeah. It's definitely within the next year.
God, it's already that gonna. Oh God. Well, we are almost to the middle of '93. Okay. Well, we keep moving after whatever that was from, as Jesse said, Soul Train out there, 1 engine and 3 cabooses. We go to Dusty Rhodes, who cuts a promo for Slamboree 93. He talks about Johnny Valentine, Don Morocco, Luthez, etc., all being there. I didn't have anything else from this. Did you, Crockett?
No, he's just all buttoned up and ready to go.
Yeah, he sure is. So from there, we go to Barry Windham, who's taking on Tommy Angel. And Jesse says, Barry says he will, during the match, Jesse mentions he will interview Barry after the match because he, again, wants to talk about Flair. But Barry specifically asked for him and not Shivani. So there's that. Let me go to you, Crockett. See if you got anything from this one.
It's unfortunate that he turned heel right after his new music came out because the music the music's terrible anyway, but it doesn't match him at all as a heel. So yeah, he's in there with Tommy Angel and gives Tommy a little "We Want Arn" chants during the match.
Yeah, I had that too.
Yeah, not much else to it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we ain't doing much here. We're trying to get to the main event. So the finish, Barry does that jump in DDT, and he's going to win. And yeah, that was that. 1, 2, 3. From there, we're going to go to Barry, who's going to cut a promo after the match. Remember, he is going to be with Jesse Ventura. So let's go to that right now. Here it is.
Barry Windham, I got to ask you, we go back a long way, and I'm going to tell you something. Throughout my broadcasting career, I've waited for the moment to broadcast the 4 Horsemen. It doesn't appear it's going to happen for me because you got
the Horseman.
Wait,
I got one Horseman I want to talk about.
All right,
and that's Arn Anderson. Now, Arn Anderson is a guy that was a never was. He was a wannabe for years. He was the low man on the totem pole who never got anything done. Now, he said it better himself because he was always the guy that took the licking. Low man. He wasn't the first Horseman. He wasn't the second. He wasn't the third. And there's a lot of doubt he was ever the 4th. Arn Anderson, I did a lot of your dirty work because you weren't capable. You step into the ring with me, and I'm going to finish it just like I did every other time that I did your dirty work. Old man on the totem pole never got it finished.
Barry, let me ask you something, man. If Arn Anderson is the low man on the totem pole, then let's address the issue of the high man on the totem pole. Okay, then the second high man on the totem pole. What about Nature Boy Ric Flair? Hey, wait a minute. They pay me a lot of money to broadcast and talk to people, Barry Windham. He don't want nothing to do with even hearing the name of the Nature Boy Ric Flair. We'll be back after this timeout. Tony, what is going on here?
So, same thing. Barry doesn't want to talk about Flair. He only wanted to talk about Arn right there. Thoughts, Crockett?
Yeah, it's just more of the same, and we're going to keep doing this for a long time, I'd imagine, because Ric Flair's not wrestling anytime soon.
Yeah, buddy. That's right. It's going to keep happening. Okay. You got any thoughts, Harper? Even though you probably want to see Barry and Flair, and it's not going to happen for a while.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Well, don't hold your breath. All right, from there, we go to the main event. It is Vader versus Cactus Jack. And Crockett, you said you had something from this match that you wanted to talk about before we get into it?
No, we can talk about it as we're... Well, I mean, I guess we can address just the fact that since Bill Watts has been gone, Cactus's push has kind of stalled a bit. He's kind of languishing a little bit in the new regime. So... I think he's the one who actually proposed this to Dusty to do this match with Vader because he was kind of, he was languishing and he had this idea to do this match and kind of, I think he wanted to kind of go away for a little bit. So he had to have a match where he suffers believable injuries. This spoiler, this is not the, I think there's a pair of matches that accomplished this, but this is the first. Going into this match, they decided that they will do all they can to have a believable match where Cactus gets injured, and spoiler alert, he gets a lot of injuries out of this match.
So this is there is another one where I'm gonna spoil it, I guess, where Cactus is like definitively injured. He's like, I think Vader Vader power bombs him on the concrete.
Yeah,
and they have to like stretcher Cactus out. So that's eventually gonna happen. This is not this one. So like that's what I was wondering when you were talking about that. If because I know you had told me at one point Cactus talked about that in his book, and so I was wondering if he was, as he was telling the story of it, if he was kind of combining the matches that he had with Vader to the ultimate one where he is quote unquote put out, and then I actually think they drag it out for too long for how long he's gone, but we're gonna get to that down the line 4 or 5 months from now, whenever it is. But
he says in the book that he went to Dusty. He lays out a scenario to Dusty. He wants to be looked at in a sympathetic light, so he thought a series of matches with Vader would help him. So he talked to Dream about it, and then Dream like lights up and says, "That's it, baby. When Vader hurts you, you'll have amnesia. You'll go home. You won't even know your family." And
boy,
Foley's like, "Oh boy," but then he says, "We'll take you off the road for 4 months and we'll pay you." And then Cactus is like, "I love it."
Yeah.
Literally, I what you just said is funny because it's exactly. I mean, I don't say exactly. Obviously, Cactus is writing about it, but it makes sense when Dusty says that. You're going to have amnesia. Just remember that, Harper. Remember that Dusty said, you're going to have amnesia because you are going to see some of these segments and be like, what the shit are they doing? But just remember, it was Dusty. It was kind of Cactus's idea, but it was also Dusty's idea with the, you going to have amnesia. So just remember that part of it.
And also, so going into the match, he wanted to try to get a little color. He said he thought about how about like an eyebrow cut. You do like the thing with the knuckles to get the eyebrow.
Yeah.
And Harley was a master at doing that. And Harley's out there in Vader's corner. And then as he's talking about the eyebrow, Vader says, "Hey, maybe I'll break your nose too." And that's what he attempts to do for the first 6 minutes of this match. He
did it right there.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. He's just
Look.
attacking the nose furiously.
Look at that.
Jesus
That
Christ.
first shoot hurt. Dude, you get you all of it. I'm assuming all of us know. When you get punched in the nose, it fucking makes your eyes water.
Yeah.
And Cactus just took 3 shots right there. This is one of my timestamps. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Look at that. All right.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Break his nose?
he's punching Cactus in the nose. It's brutal. They're right here at 113.06. Cactus catches Vader in the corner and slams him. I had this written down.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, that was really nice. The crowd is into this, obviously. I mean, they've watched nothing in this part 2. That's the other part to remember. This is the second half of the taping. So a lot of stuff we saw earlier, you already got a tired crowd, right? Because it's the second part of the taping. So now they're out here, watching this. This brought them up, though, obviously, because you got a couple of stars. At 113.50 right here, they spill out to the floor, and Cactus is gonna lariat Harley. Or he hits Vader. They hit the so Vader's supposed to go over the barricade, but the barricades they won't come apart, so they just take the whole barricade out.
Rewind that and watch Vader's arm. If Vader doesn't get his arm, he hooks it because he thinks he's gonna go over it.
Right.
If he doesn't get his arm out, it's basically broken. Watch this.
Yeah, because oh god.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, that could have been bad, huh?
Yeah, just barely in time. He had the wherewithal to kind of rip his hand from underneath that.
Yeah, he was hooking it because if he hooks it, he just goes over, feet over head. But when the whole barricade goes, he's not going to go over because the barricade's falling down. Damn, I didn't catch. That's a good catch, Crockett. Dude, his arm would have freaking snapped. Ooh, that's nasty. Yeah, he pulled it out the last minute, like Harper does.
Nice. Spray and pray, right?
That's right.
I asked Harper one time, I was like, bro, you got no kids, man? You really don't have none? Nah, I ain't got none. I was like, man, you must have used a lot of protection. Nah, I just know what I'm doing. Excuse me.
I'm an assassin.
Excuse me, wise man. What'd you say?
I'm an assassin. I'm like a sniper.
He knows where to fire that hose.
I know exactly where to fire it and when to fire it and when not to fire it.
And from long distances?
That's right.
Jesus, Harper.
Don't play with
Grow
guns.
Up. Grow up.
Always assume every gun is loaded.
Okay. Cactus has Vader in a sleeper. Watch Vader just fall back. Let me get some audio. I can't remember if he splats him or not, but here it is.
Yeah, it's not so much a fall.
Yeah, watch.
Is that a sleeper hold he's got on there? Yes, a sleeper. He's got a sleeper on Big Van Vader.
I don't know if he's really got it cinched on.
Whoa.
Dude, can you imagine Vader just falling back on you like that?
I hope he was breathing out.
God.
God. And if we stick with this for 115.25, I just wrote goodbye nose.
Okay, so it must be another punch. Like I caught the punches here. Here comes another one. Jesus Christ. God.
What the fuck?
Cactus is a really nice man. God. All right. I got no comments. I mean, Vader just, 3 or 4 shots straight to the nose right there?
Yeah. I'm surprised
and here comes some clubbing.
Is it bleeding?
It is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, he's got
the thing with this match too. They didn't want to air it. TBS was kind of refusing to air it. Eric Bischoff actually kind of fought them on it, and they got it on the air. But they do some really creative editing, really creative camera work. A lot of the times, like staying on the hard cam rather than showing the roaming, like he's feeding to the roaming cam. But they're not going to that because he's got a crimson mask at this point. He's got an opening on his eyebrow. He's got one on his cheek, and his nose is broken. So this is like movie magic, the way they do this. Like, you can barely get a glimpse. If you weren't looking for it, you can't tell that he's bleeding, it's like a miracle that they were able to do this. They were able to pull this off and get this on the air. But that's what happened because he is a crimson mask.
A little while ago, you could see it on his cheek. There was, when Vader was punching him, you could see the blood on his cheek. But you're right. And I didn't realize that what you said about how they edited from Cactus's book. But yeah, they obviously, now that you've said it, it's obvious because we never see Cactus's. I don't want to say never. We rarely see Cactus's face at this point.
Yeah, we see the back of his head, or we see it in like a very wide hard cam shot. Yeah.
So we're gonna get a Vader bomb here. Splats. He just nails Cactus, but he didn't even go for the pin. Yeah, we're getting some crowd shots. Look, like, you see it right there. Did you see that? Like when Vader punched him, like, Harper, if you look, watch when Cactus gets up right here and he's in a seated position. You can kind of see his face pop up a second, and you don't see any white. It's just dark. See his face? That's not hair. That's blood on his face.
And that chick was wearing an achy breaky heart shirt. The fuck?
Yeah. Crockett, any other timestamps? If not, I'll go to the finish at 1:19:15.
No, I don't have any other timestamps.
So, boy, this was something, man, watching this. Let me go to 1:19:15. I'll get to it. So Vader lariats Cactus over the top rope to the outside, and then Vader goes for you could see it there, Harper. Did you see how he's going over?
Fuck, dude. I hope he got paid extra.
Like, watch when he's going over. It's not hair covering his face. That's just it's blood. You just can't see it good. He's covered. So anyway, he goes over the top rope, and then Vader goes for a splash as Cactus is laying on a barricade, but Cactus moves, and Vader's going to hit the barricade. There it is. This is then followed by a cannonball from Cactus off the ring apron, and Vader is then counted out. So Cactus is going to win by count out. And the crowd, they love this, and they're into it, and Vader's pissed at the end because he's now lost. I mean, yeah, you can see, you could tell he's bleeding. They're just not zooming in on it. But there's the cannonball. Cactus is going to win by count out. The crowd absolutely loved this. Crockett, do you think, just based on what you've read now, that he got the reaction he wanted for the sympathy here with how Vader just whooped it? Look at the crowd in the back. I mean, you can see they're celebrating with how Vader whipped his ass. You think mission was accomplished?
I think so. Yeah, he was looking to get sympathy because he had kind of been shoved down the card, and now he's getting this shot against the world champion, and they did the count out win. I think his mission accomplished here. But it was not without its price because he was hospitalized after this match happened. He needed 24 stitches, 17 above the eye and 7 below. He suffered a broken nose, dislocated jaw, and a concussion.
I want to see the unedited I guess there isn't one, right?
There is one. There is one. It was actually on one of Mick Foley's DVDs. Mick Foley, what is you go to high school with him?
Oh yeah, come on, Harper. I mean, I know you're from the Northeast like him and all. Well, what the fuck, man? Where y'all get this fucking Crockett guy? I mean, what the fuck's going on here? Fucking Mick. I mean, what the fuck, bro? Bro, Crockett, are you a worker, bro? Who's this fucking guy, Harper? You know, bro, you know what pisses me off about this whole situation? Well, you know, y'all got this guy, Doc. If he can't make it, why y'all don't call me up from the bullpen? I mean, I could do better than this fucking guy. What's this guy know? He act like he's been in the business or some shit. Bro, are you a worker, bro? All right.
That's nice.
Where were we? The unedited. It's on Foley's Go to high school with him. It's on his DVD.
You can find it. You can find it if you look hard enough. I don't think it's on YouTube, but you can find it if you look hard enough. Search.
If I look up Mick Foley's matches,
maybe.
So
I don't know.
Crockett, you know what that means. You're gonna have to find this for us and send it to us.
Okay.
Because now Harper definitely look. Harper usually says things and then he forgets after he says it, but I think he really does want to see this.
I want to see this.
I mean, it is pretty bad. Like we watched a good 10 to 12 shots to the nose. Like, it's like, God damn, dude. Like, how many times do you need to do that to this man? Yeah. I bet you it was pretty brutal. I mean, what we saw was brutal.
That's a funny story too, because after this match happened, they Foley went to them and said, "Hey, you want me to cut promos like this? I mean, it'd be great to, for the visual and stuff like that." And they said, "Well, I don't know. That's you're all bloody, and we're not really about that here at TBS, so I don't think we should do that." So he went home, and then after the next day or two, they called him back and said, "Yeah, we want you to come in and do promos, and can you kind of look like you did after the match?"
Oh my
Jesus
God!
Christ. But that's not some WCW shit. I don't know what it is, huh?
Yeah, I was listening to his podcast, and he talked about how he was driving down the road, rubbing his cheek with sandpaper and hitting himself.
Oh my God!
To get himself looking beat up enough.
Oh, good shit. Oh my God.
That's WCW for you.
Yeah, man. But this was good. Before they go off air, though, Harley and Vader, Harley, you go to high school with him, are with Tony Schiavone ringside. Let's go to that audio right now, and then we will hand out the Rolex and the Toot Toot Award and whatnot. Here it is.
Not many announcers really enjoy. I tell you, Big Ben Vader is back out here.
Anytime, Jack, anywhere, in a street, in an alley, at my house, in my backyard, it don't matter. The WCW don't have to sanction it. We can just fight. We don't have to sign a contract. Look at me, Jack. I want you. You took something from me tonight, and I'm going to get it back. Blood, sweat, and tears. Next week, right here. No contract, no sanction. You just show up, brother, because I won't be hard to find. Let me tell you something, Giovanni. Cactus, you just started the damnedest war that you'll ever think about completing. You started a war that you're not going to survive. You started a war that the big man is going to end. He's gonna take you out, Jack. If it's the last thing that we do. Yes, Jack, come on.
Shivani's like, Jesus. Shivani was scared, legit.
Fans, I guess we're going to try to have that match next week. And I don't even know if I want to be here for it. See you next week.
Bro, Shivani was 2 steps from calling his lawyer right there. What I was laughing at when Harley is cutting that promo, why is Harley's face the same color as his jacket?
That's nice.
Look at that, Harper.
I guess because he's screaming.
Yeah, his face is as purple as his jacket. Jesus. I mean, he looks like he just finished doing a Jaworski, man.
That's nice.
I don't know. Okay. But that is how you go off air. So before we get out of here, you know what we got to do? We got to hand out the Toot Toot, the Rolex, and rate this thing. Before we do so, remember, the only way to become a patron, or the only way to support this show and get tons of extra content, is to become a patron at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. There is tons of extra stuff available now. We recently did the Ask Mud Show Mike episodes. Harper made a suggestion we need to do the Ask Crockett episodes. Well, after you listen to this, let me know how much interest you have in that. I'm sure we'll get a lot of questions from Crockett about his days in messing up in ROH and all other stuff. I'm sorry, Crockett. I hate when I bring that up.
Yeah.
Anyway, you've
File.
heard this story before, Harper, but yeah. Yes, we did. Of course, you never do. You ask a question, we answer it, and then you don't commit it to memory. That's the normal around here. But you can become a patron by going to tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Hey, if you want to do an Ask Crockett episode, I'll have to ask Crockett if he's down for that. But we got Slamboree coming up soon in the next month or so. Plus 400 plus Patreon exclusive shows are available at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. And remember, for the month of November, when you sign up, if you go annual, you will get 2 months for free. Normally you get 1 month for free when you go on annual. You'll get 2 months for free. On that note, let's rate it. Hand out the Rolex and Toot Toot. I'm going to go to you, Crockett. What are you going to rate it?
I will give it, it's got to be an A, right?
I would think so, but it's completely up to you.
You got to kind of rule out the first hour and a half of the show.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, you always remember the ending, right? So let's give it an A.
I say this all the time, man. You could have a show that's 80% bad. At the end of the day, if 20% of it's good, if that makes the show, it makes the show. It's not like there haven't been wrestling shows in the past where you sat there for 90% of it, was like, God, this is not good. And then you see some banger of a match or something really cool happens, you're like, oh my God. And all of a sudden that becomes everything. If you think about Monday Night Wars, when Scott Hall walks out and he's, and they're invading, they weren't the NWO yet. Can you tell me what else happened on that episode? Most people don't have it committed to memory, but they remember that episode because of that moment.
In the ring.
Yes,
Me too.
Mike
Enos.
And someone else.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I remember that, but when I think about the rest of the show, I'm like, huh. So anyway, you have great moments. Well, you had this just ridiculous match at the end of this. The arm promo was good too, but I'm with you. I'm going to give it an A. What are you going to give it, Harper?
I'm going to give this an A, dude. Just for the main event.
And then we got Mean Mike Crockett over there doing like the most ridiculous and greatest research.
I know, right?
That's some badass stuff. He doesn't.
Debatable.
He's got kids. Yeah. Okay, so then that leaves us with who gets the Rolex or the Toot Toot Award. Crockett, I'll go to you first. I think we're going to give it to the same thing or person, but what are you giving it?
I just want to say before I even get to it that the promo afterwards and Vader's reaction is just as important as the match that just happened. If the match is over and Vader just kind of walks off and he's like nonchalant about it, which you saw later on with like the NWO and stuff like that when they lose and just who gives a shit. The fact that Vader was so angry and Harley, they made a big scene. He's still throwing around barricades after the match. That was just as important as the brutal match we just saw. So hats off to them. So I was going to give it to just Cactus, but I'm going to give it to both Cactus and Vader. The entire segment was money in my eyes.
Yeah, you're on to something. I'm glad you said that because Vader's pissed and he just says anytime, anywhere, Jack, you took something from me and I want it back. No contract, no sanction. Just show up. I won't be hard to find. And, Harley screams, you started a war, you won't survive. And then I'm telling you, man, Shivani for a shoot looked like terrified that he was about to lose his life. Look at him when Vader pushes him right here. Like, Vader forgets for a second that that's not Cactus. Watch Shivani's face to the right when Cactus comes in or Vader comes in and hits him. Look at that. He was terrified. And then Vader turns around and hits him again. He's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Right. Shivani's not, he ain't no violent person, man. He's like, oh my God, what's going on here? So I agree with you. That was phenomenal. The promo, it was just as important. And I'm with you. I think Vader and Cactus both need to get it. They get the Rolex, the Toot Toot, the whole kit and caboodle. Harper, what about you?
I want to give it to Cactus just for taking this shit, but I loved Arn Anderson's promo. So I'm gonna give Arn a tag or like a citizen's watch.
All right.
Give a Casio.
Yeah.
With the little the calculator on it.
Yeah.
This was good though. This was they there's sometimes we see episodes where it's a good episode, but the ending is not good. But this was a hell of a finish to an episode in the second part. And yeah, this was good stuff. And we're off and running with Cactus and Vader. Crockett, now that you've been here for this, I feel like you gotta at least come back and do something with me, even if it's not all of us on the show, because Lord knows when Doc's out or not, where we talk about when they send Cactus home and the skits. Harper's gonna be mad at those skits that they do where Cactus has amnesia. It's something, Harper. Wait till you see it.
Wait, what does he have? What does he have, Mike?
Amnesia?
No. Say it the way you said it before.
Look, Cactus, this is what we're gonna do, man. You gonna have amnesia. And you gonna forget about your family. You gonna have amnesia. Yeah. No, Harper, you're gonna see it and be like, what the shit am I watching? Like, you'll forget for a minute that they did all this and you're gonna be like, what? I don't know, this is dumb. Because it does have like a WCW spin to it where you're gonna be like, this is not entertaining. Because some of the clips and some of the segments are very, very long. And it's like, it goes on for a while and they do it for a long time. But you have to remember how we got to that point. But we'll get there. All right, Crockett. Well, I appreciate you filling in once again for Doc, who's out with youth sports and whatnot. He should be back next week. Everybody's starting rumors that we fell out again like last time. That didn't happen. The man was busy, I won't say. But what's going on with the WPAN, Crockett?
I haven't talked to Malonis. Who knows?
That's
I know,
nice.
I'm messing with you.
Well, let's call him up right now. He's got Skype.
Yeah, get him on the line.
Yeah.
He wouldn't answer. I would have to like call my cell phone. I don't have the plan on Skype at this point, but I'd have to call my cell phone from Skype, then call him, and he'd see my number and he'd be like, man, something must be wrong. What the hell? I got to answer. And he'd answer if he had his phone on him. He'd be like, Mills, what's wrong, man? Like, I can already hear him.
You tell us.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I guess nothing's going on with the WPAN. You know, people want to know, man, because they missed the WPAN.
Not quite. Yeah, no, I have things in mind, but I haven't addressed them with him yet. So we'll see. But I'm looking forward to seeing the day-to-day progress as you report on social media about your hair regrowth.
Yeah.
I haven't even been on social media, and I don't.
Has your wife seen you with hair?
Yes.
Bullshit.
Yeah, we had hair when I hadn't shaved my head when we got married, like when we met. So
have your kids seen your hair?
Well, I'm trying to think. They probably no, because they would have been too young. Like when I shaved my head. They've seen pictures.
Your own children.
Oh, piss off, Harper.
Their father walk out of that bedroom door with the full head of hair.
Oh, you know something, Harper? You're so full of fucking bullshit. I mean, what the fuck, bro?
D-Man's got a full head of hair.
Does he?
Yep.
If you want to call it that.
And you don't.
It's kind of light up top.
Hey. Got more than you do.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. fuck he does it.
D-Man is hilarious sometimes. He starts talking about, he's in there, he's slinging up Mountain Dew. He's like, all right, bro, sometimes I'm just sitting up there, I'm listening to a podcast on my fucking phone, you know, and I'm just slinging up Mountain Dew, questioning my fucking life. I think we all do that at the shoot job. We question. You're right. You start getting close to 50 or beyond 50 like D-Man is, man. You start questioning a lot of shit. And you see why old people when you were young were so grumpy. All right. Well, nothing's going on with the WPAN. Crockett doesn't want to give us any spoilers.
Nothing's going on with your hair.
My hair can be grown just fine. I will not be posting pictures.
Liar.
Okay.
You should run for office.
Right. Okay. On that particular note, Crockett, if you got nothing else, I'm going to throw it to Harper to hit the tagline. It was great having you here back. And again, we're going to be doing Slamboree, me and you. And we definitely going to have to follow up as this Cactus and Vader thing plays out so that we can get your Crockett insights about the angle as it progresses, especially the match where Cactus is quote unquote hurt.
They're saying that's next week, right?
Maybe I should probably plan to do something with you for that one, because that's something, man. When you watch that, spoiler, and this is not a spoiler, but when you watch it and you're taking notes on it, and you like literally see the fans, they are legit worried about Cactus. Like they did the job of getting that sympathy on and that empathy for Cactus, man. These people were like, God, our hero is dead. So, well, maybe we'll have to do something, me and you. Let's watch it, and then I'll message you, and we'll figure it out.
All right, man.
All right. Well, Harper, hit the tagline. Let's get out of here, man.
Book it, Baldy.
How the piss do you people listen to these useful idiots? These dipshits think they're fucking funny, but they ain't fucking funny. And somebody needs to tell them that. This goddamn show needs more D-Man and less of dipshit, Doc, hard-boiled Harper, and this Vanilla Ice Snoop Dogg, mumble, mouth, Mills. You have to be an imbecile to find these three fuckers entertaining. Fucking clown show. This is A.I. Eric Bischoff. No, I am not the real Bischoff, so don't work yourself into a shoot like these useful idiots in the wrestling media field. With that said, congratulations on making it to the end of this week's show. Don't forget to send your comments about what the guys discussed tonight to Luke Hawks on Facebook and on Twitter or X or whatever the piss they call it now. The rumor is Luke likes answering BTT fan mail. Also, do the guys a solid by liking the show's Facebook, X, and Instagram pages. And don't forget to like and retweet or repost the show on all social media platforms. Lastly, become a BTT patron member where you get tons of extra shows. You can join at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Until next week, piss off.